build people up. That at the end of the day, unless you're truly an athlete and it's your job or you're playing in college or something, for the most part, the days of solely competing for the significance of winning, generally that's not the case in our league. Does everybody want to win? Sure, but really it's about it's what's rewarded is somebody that can create a positive environment, because there's a couple of things that go into that. Obviously people enjoy it more, people have fun. That's ultimately our number one goal. But B, if it's positive, a positive experience and something that they enjoy, then it also increases our chances that they will come back. If you did something that made a negative experience for somebody and say, I don't want to play for this league anymore or go through this league anymore, and that's obviously business that we're losing. And then depending on what type of role you're in, and I guess not depending on it, is just being able to communicate with people, whether that be like a referee that's got to deal with, like I said, the hotheads, or being somebody that works on the marketing side. You got to be able to communicate with people.
So, trying to think of a question that would be good. How irrelevant? No, never mind, because I know it's not your main job. So, what skills and abilities and personal attributes are essential to be successful, and how you make everything go in your job?
Flexibility. You got to be flexible. You're gonna have a few things going at once. Yeah. Not only do you have to manage, your own employees, whether that be marketing reps or referees or whatever, people that are responsible for things as simple as T-shirts and stuff like that. You got to have multiple things are going to be moving at a time to make the league go. So you got to be flexible. You also got to be patient whenever you're in a role that's very, very dependent upon other people. You got to be very patient, whether that be patient with waiting to hear back from people, whether that be patient in the heat of the action. Again, somebody like a referee or somebody managing the game. I would say patience and flexibility are something that's really, really important.
Yeah. So what do you think would be what is the profile of a person that most recently hired at my level, if I was to start to do that?
Yeah, so we want I think from the start, we probably want somebody that at least has some experience in sports.
Yeah.
That's not to say that, only people that play sports are able to work in the sports industry. We're all about being, diverse, and we want opinions of both people that have been athletes their whole life, but also, maybe some opinions of people that haven't and can present that perspective. But certainly having that, that sports background certainly doesn't hurt in this type of role. It's going to obviously give you a greater comfort level, both with being in the game, should you go the route of, being hands-on, like a referee voluntary role in addition to an administrative role. But it'll also make you more comfortable with, obviously, dealing with athletes. Ultimately, that's our core, the core demographic that seeks us out. So that, being around that environment is good. I think somebody that's had to work, I wouldn't necessarily say it's a sales job, but somebody that's had to work in that environment, like I said, that's been, dependent upon other people, that's been dependent upon reaching out to other people, communicating with other people. This is a very interactive job. It's obviously, when you're running an active league, it's not going to be something where, you're sitting at a cubicle and you're very isolated. It's very, very dependent upon you being able to communicate with others. So I think those two things, certainly never hurts to kind of have that background of what being a participant in a league or a sport or something like that, but also somebody that's able to kind of balance the different communication lines and levels that goes into making the different parts of kind of the league continue to work.
Yeah. So what steps